since starting at Futures, this is what surprised me a bit in a positive way in comparison to previous workplaces that I've been at, like the flexibility here. If you need to go and do something outside of your normal working hours or within your normal working hours, like it's very flexible for you to go and do that.
I think flexible for me, it's every day is a different day. So because we work on like the tool side, repairs, every day is a different day. It's not never the same job.
I think, like I say, as a society, we expect people to be flexible, and as a company, we've got to provide that flexibility.
I think for me, it's sort of recognising different people's preferences and the different areas of work that suit other people. So it's being flexible in the sense of, okay, I do pieces of work that I feel that align with my preferences, but it's also being flexible of having to go at other things that maybe fall outside my preference, so I can sort of develop those.
It's about working around people and their lives outside of the business, and also working around the day jobs of the hiring managers within the business to pull them together. So it might mean making calls on a Saturday afternoon or even a Sunday evening, and then being able, or being within a business where I could be able to say, well, actually, I did quite a few hours at the weekend, so I'm going to be nice to myself on Monday or Friday, which is nice.
Again, you don't know the kind of tenants you're gonna meet on a day-to-day basis. You just sort of take it as they come.
Quite flexible in like where I can work or when it needs to be done. Like most of my work can be done from my office at home, but if I need to come into the office, I can do it. If I want to organise a Teams meeting, obviously at home I can do, but if I say, look, let's all meet in the office.
Accountable.
Accountable. Tell us more about accountable, please.
Well, I understood it as taking more sort of ownership for the work that you do. You've always got to be accountable for your own work. And I think you do feel that.
It's not necessarily a negative just to be accountable. They're not looking for someone to blame necessarily. They're just looking for someone to take ownership of it and say, this is what I'm doing, this is how it's going to be done, and now pass it on to other people. So I think being accountable for something, say, it shouldn't be seen as a negative.
This particular value matches up quite well with the role that I do in terms of being accountable for the way I do certain things. So always questioning why.
I think if those people that are out and about, I think if you see something or you notice something, then you take that accountability. And I think most people do, but you could be there's lots of different workspaces, so if you see something that another recommendation, or you need to change, or something that might be a hazard, then or if you're out in somebody's property, and just take that accountability to either report it or make the change or make good. You step up. Yeah.
Customer-centric.
Customer-centric, George, well volunteered. Tell us about customer-centric for you.
But how I see this particular value is always putting myself in the customer's shoes.
For me, it's making them feel comfortable that you're going into their home, rather than them feeling like there's a stranger coming into your house.
I think it's about being inclusive as well, because there's various different technologies, self-service and all that sort of stuff, but there may be certain customers that aren't as comfortable using particular types of technology, so it's about including them as well.
Yeah, I think with customer-centric, like you said, the customer is always at the heart of everything, whether you're seeing customers on a daily basis or you've not got much interaction at all. It's always got to be there in, I was going to say the back of your mind, but maybe the front of your mind.
Yeah, I feel trusted because I say I'm not in constant contact with my manager. I manage my own time. I make all my own appointments.
Trusting team members as well, because a lot of jobs can be like a two-man job. And I think you've got to have that sort of trust with each other, as well as with the customer.
It proves we're in an adult environment, so there's nobody breathing down your neck. You're expected to go off and do what you do to the best of your ability without having somebody breathing down your neck, which I really like. It's probably the most adult environment I've ever worked in.
Supportive for me was when I first started here, I was doing grounds maintenance, but then they offered a role on an apprenticeship as a carpentry and joinery, which they supported me through it. They allow me to go to college each week, and so it's like they've trusted me to do that, and they've supported me throughout of it. And say, even giving me the day off to go to college, it's one they don't have to.
I think ever since I started, I felt so supported from everybody, not just in my team and my manager, but like everyone's been great within that. But even when I had introductory chats with usually different managers from departments, and every single person that I spoke to was always like, if you've got any questions, you can come to me. And everyone was just so nice.
I know Lindsay often talks about personal development and owning your own personal development, and the opportunities that Futures support us through. I'm on my 3rd career at Futures. I started letting houses when I first started, then went through business change, and now I'm working in HR. So who knew when I started that this is where I'd be ended up.
And I know I've got that support around me to continuously improve and better myself as an employee, and make sure that I'm meeting the needs of the organisation.
I think in terms of candidates coming into the business, making sure that we're out there everywhere to entice as many people to come and have a look and want to be here, and have such a diverse workforce where everybody's welcome, and that's massive for me.
So I have an apprentice with me. And
So you offer support to that?
So I offer support to the apprentice now, but it's my personal development is I've worked here for like several years. I was on grounds maintenance from the beginning. I was there for probably quite a few years. Given the opportunity to go to college and do carpentry at college for 2 years, which to me was a massive, a massive step from doing grounds maintenance. I obviously jumped at the chance, and Futures sort of backed me to do it. Obviously did that, moved on to the repairs team, and also now I'm in the repairs team, but I'm now sort of still developing as into the next step of the repairs team, as in the multi-trade op. So yeah, it's so it's like sort of full circle, because now I'm supporting an apprentice as well.